I told you one of these days we're gonna get a run in on the vlog. Today's that day. It's early, but it isn't that early. It's like 7:50. My original plan was to get up at 7 and be done by now. Target being 4 miles. But that's all right. That's how it goes. We're about a mile, 1.2 in, passing the YMCA. Some people in here getting their early fitness on too. That's what I'm talking about. Trying to figure out how to fix this camera. That's not it. Ah, there it is. There we go. So we out here, and I ain't no David Goggins, but I can tell you that there's something good about getting up early and doing something that sucks. Once you get it out of the way, the day seems a little bit easier, and your mindset has been strengthened from the jump. So it's a good idea to get up, get after it. I think that's where the magic of making your bed in the morning comes from. Because let's be real, just making your bed ain't changing the world. But if you can do something you don't want to early, you're already getting your mind in that mode to get things done, whether you like them or not. And there is a pretty high level of satisfaction that comes from that. So it makes it worth it. Now, for me, I was supposed to run with my buddy Andrew yesterday. Shout out to him. He went for the run. I was in the gym getting the workout on, so I missed it. But I told him, you let me know how far you run. I'll get up in the morning and run and match it. He did 4 miles, so I got to do 4 miles by myself early in the morning. But I'm here for it. It's a good time and a good vibe. 1.5 miles in, 2.5 to go. Good thing is, it's not that hot. Since it's early, it's still cool. It's like 65 degrees or so. Although when you run right in the direction of the sun, it feels a lot hotter. But that's all good. It's either now or later in the afternoon when everything's had a chance to cook. So it is what it is. Can't be mad at it. Now being up here, it's nice because they got some good nature areas to run. Over here on my left, we got the golf course. And on my right, it's like the park and playground. There's people out here getting that early morning pickleball in. I didn't know that was a thing, but I guess it's a thing. We got the basketball court, the football field, the baseball diamond. So people getting that work this morning. You got people out here golfing too. It's crazy. Man, there was something I was thinking about. I want to talk about. There it is. I remember. So last night, this morning, as I was laying in bed, I was thinking about this concept of doing versus being. I had a really good conversation with one of my coworkers and friends, Donnie, yesterday. We had lunch and we were talking about this, doing versus being. And for a lot of people, they focus on the doing. What are you doing? Are you doing it right? Deriving their value and their purpose out of these things that they're doing. But here's the thing. When you achieve the goal, when you do the thing, then what? If you don't have that thing to continue doing and you built your value and your life on doing, do you still have purpose? Do you still have value? Now, for most people in those situations, they end up trying to find more and more to do to fill what they perceive as a gap and to feel like they're made whole. And it's a real endless pursuit. There's always going to be more to do. Always. No matter how much you do. That's why you have people, even the most successful of people in society, for all that they've done, they can't stop. They want to do more. It may not be the same for all of them, but in a lot of those cases, they've built up their whole identity on what they've done. But what if you flip the script and look at it from the standpoint of being? See, who you are is just who you are. And oddly enough, for as much as you choose to do, if you try to do the doing first rather than the being, your being's always going to be dependent on what you've done. So it becomes an endless pursuit. But if you focus on being first and define who you want to be in this world, morning, you define who you want to be in this world, then by definition of who you're choosing to be, the right things to do will reveal themselves. And then guess what? You're not worried about production anymore because it's about who you are. I'll make one more loop through here. That's 2 miles. It's like when you're more concerned about who you are, there's less pressure to perform because you're just being you. People can respond however they want to, it doesn't matter. If you build up your identity on doing, now you're looking for validation. Pickleball out here. Hey man, it's not a game, it's like 40 people out here. That's what I'm talking about. But you gotta ask yourself, right? You trying to live based on your own personal satisfaction and conviction or on the validation of others? If you wanna live your life based on external validation, keep focusing on doing and keep doing what you can to put yourself out there so people can judge you and grade you and come up with their own ideas of your worth. But But if you want that internal satisfaction, if you want something that people can't take away from you, they can't take away who you are. They can discredit what you've done, but they can't take away who you are. Focus on the being, not just the doing. The doing is a natural outcome of the choice to be. And the flip side, it's always gonna be worse. If you try to define who you are by the things you've done, it's a it's an endless pursuit. And it's interesting because, sure, like I said, there's more that you can do. And we can always grow. So in a sense, there's more that we can be too. But the difference is the ownership. If I'm the one who's choosing who I want to be, wherever that journey goes, it's up to me. But if I'm letting what I do determine that, now the outside feedback has degraded. And I'm looking to them to see if I'm accomplishing the thing that I hope to, but you never will. Focus on being. Being and doing are just as important, but let the being come first before the doing. All right, about 2.4 in, 1.5 to go. If I run all the way back home, this should get me right there at a 4. I'm a little hesitant to do it because once I get to the bridge, it's all uphill. But the work has to get done. So to bridge or not to bridge, it's not the question. We don't get it done. Another cool thing, just in general, once I get back, I'll have to shower and get ready for work. But at the job, we're doing a little fitness initiative where a couple of the team members mapped out the distance around Lake Michigan and then translated it into how many steps it would take to get across. So as a team, or around, not across. Not trying to build a bridge out here. So as a collective, the team is tracking steps and we're adding them together to see how long it takes us to get around Lake Michigan. That's the bigger part at the bottom, or just the bigger part in general, and the top part near UP. It's a long way. I don't remember off the top of my head what the miles are, but it's a good distance. And I think in a few weeks of tracking, as a team, we're like over 60% of the way done, which is nice because it should line up with the end of summer pretty well. And runs like this, they get my step count up to contribute. And I like it because it's another way to kind of tangibly document my progress, sort of like these videos. So, recording here, and this is my journal entry for the day. I gets down. 2.7, 1.3 to go. Feel pretty good. Obviously a little tired. Pace, at a 9.44 split. First mile, just warming up, getting loose. I was like 11 minutes, no rush. Since this is marathon training, it's more about time under tension than speed. So running for an hour essentially is more valuable than trying to do 3 miles as fast as I can. I ran the Bank of Chicago, the marathon out there 2 years ago. Great experience. On that day was the second time that I'd run more than 20 miles in my life. And in the training leading up to that, a few weeks before was the first time I'd ever run 20. And it was cool. But I could have trained more and just spent more time out there on my feet, because there's a wall that you get to where everything starts cramping up and wanting to shut down. And part of that is just having your body comfortable with being on your feet for so long. It's important. Crosswalk, 2.88. Yes, this is gonna be close. I don't want to have to run back and forth on my street. It's kind of lame, but whatever it takes, it's gonna be close. But yeah, I haven't done as many like singular long runs yet. In the next few weeks, I will. And right now, it's just building up, but I'm focusing on time more than distance. So Sunday's run was for an hour, and sure, I managed to get a little over 6 miles in that hour. But it was more about being on my feet for an hour. So that's something I learned, because in the weight training that I do, time under tension is the principle. Like, it isn't about getting reps done fast, but you can do 5 reps with really good form and slow in the same amount of time you could do 10 reps with crappy form. So people look more at the reps done, but it's like you can get the same time under tension doing fewer reps with better form and ultimately a better outcome for you. So that's kind of how I look at it. Form over everything. And if you want to know what your running form is going to feel like 4.5 hours into a race, guess what that means? You got to train to be able to run 4.5 hours. Your body has to know what to expect, so you don't get to that wall and feel like you're just running on fumes. So that's how we roll. I think I took my allergy medicine this morning because they're out here trimming that grass. Good for them. Makes the park look good, but makes my nose be itchy. Oh, he's right up here too. Dang it. There's nothing like the smell of freshly cut grass. Unless you have allergies, then it's hell. 3.1. Here we go. Morning. It's always funny saying what's up to people out here as you run. I try to make it a point to at least acknowledge everybody that I come across on the path, just as a kind gesture. I may not have an open opportunity to be like, hey, I'm trying to be a good person. But it is funny to see how some people will, hey, good morning, smile and wave, and other people look at you like get out of my face. I think it's kind of funny. And I don't know who this last guy was, but he was wearing a shirt for AFM, AFM being Adventist Frontier Mission. I'm sure he didn't know that I know that, but I don't know, man. I was reading one of my classes yesterday, and the assignment was talking about the mission of Jesus and the gospel has to be combined with experiential living. So people are not trying to hear about how good God is and believe in God and do all that stuff. And then I'm so mean to them and I don't really care about them as an individual. Doesn't make any sense. And yet a lot of Christian models on mission are just built up on it's only my job to show up and tell you something. And after I've done my part, the rest is on you. I think that's the easy way out. Jesus cared about people. He acknowledged people. And whether they accepted him or not, he still had love for them. He might have spoken to them differently, but he still had love for them. And if I'm out here, my shirt is from Andrews University. It says World Changers Made Here. There's a lot I could say on that, but point being, if I'm gonna wear a shirt that talks about making a change, being a world changer, well, damn it, the least I could do is reflect that in the simplest of interactions with people, right? People may never know my name, what I'm about, that I'm a Christian, that I'm an Adventist, and that I think Jesus loves everyone. But can I smile? Can I say what's up? Can I acknowledge somebody? How many people just get ignored today in life and walk through like nobody cares? In an era of social media where we get fed this myth and this lie that if I have more apps, I'm connected to more people. No, no, no. And you got things like people ending themselves, those are going up, increase in mental health across the board issues. And it's like, I'm gonna look at somebody cross-eyed that I don't know when I see him in the street. We can do better. We have to do better. Society in the future depends on it. 3.59 is the uphill stretch. 943 split. Just trying to stay steady. Feel it, man. Doesn't take a lot of grade. Feel the tension from going uphill. But mind over matter. Don't mind. It don't matter. Tell you another good thing about getting this running early. Now I can justify sitting at my desk for the next 8 hours. I won't, but I could. And another unexpected benefit, speaking of Andrew and training for the marathon last or 2 years ago, what I noticed is being out on a run by yourself is hard. It can be too quiet. Even with music, you just get lost in your mind. So you start thinking about the run. You think about the distance. Think about how long it is. Think about how far you got to go. And because of that, it can make runs feel a lot longer than they actually are. I've had that happen to me, even on the shortest of runs. But when you run with someone, not only does the company and misery help, for sure, but it makes the run go faster because now you have something else to focus on. Some of the best, all of the best and easiest runs I've ever done have been running with someone that I was talking with the whole time. And what's cool about it is, for runners, it's an actual metric. The pace that you should be running at for long distance is a pace where you can hold a conversation. So if you can do that, even though it doesn't feel like your lungs are exploding, you're still right where you need to be. And so bring me full circle to streaming here, because like I said, I'm out here by myself, but I can talk to y'all and actually measure my pace based on how I'm able to talk here in the stream. So thanks for that. Almost there. 3.92. Gonna make it up to this last corner and I'll walk it out from there. And that first little incline was the worst. But even though this is still incline here, it's not as bad after getting after the first hill. And guess what? Another analogy, because that's how we level up. Like I said, I'm not David Goggins, but I do believe that we're capable of more than we think. I do believe that when we get to that first obstacle and push through, we can be so hyper aware of that first obstacle. But if we push through, put our heads down and get it done, more often than not, we find that the next obstacle, we may not have seen it coming, but we're running right past it, which is kind of dope. So we here, something to get a shower. I got 40 minutes to get ready for work. We got squad meeting today, so I'm gonna get there for that. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and sharing. Stay tuned for the live streams later. We got a handstand workout coming on early afternoon and another Fortnite stream tonight. So I'll see you then. All right. Till then, peace.